Hey there, I'm Kate and this is Monocat. And today I'm going to talk about 8 reasons why I prefer to take EUC over other means of transportation. So, let's get this started. But before that, first of all, a big thank you to all of you guys watching and subscribing to my channel. Just a couple of days ago, we surpassed the 1000 subscribers after just 2 months. That's incredible. And with all of your positive and informative feedback in the comments, it's really motivating to keep making those videos. So thank you very much. You can pat yourselves on the back. And now, back to the topic of the video. First, I'm going to talk about what type of commuting and traveling I need on a daily basis, and then I'm going to present you my 8 reasons why I choose to take the EUC in most cases. Since the reasons are sometimes more or less important, depending on the type of commute, they are in no particular order. On a daily basis, I ride EUC to either run small errands, go to doctor's appointments, ride around just to relax and have fun, with or without other riders, and to shoot the videos or help out Adam with his videos. So I use it to make some small, but usually for a bit more long distance rides, with 40 plus kilometers when we are filming for a video, for example. Everyone has their own style of riding and uses it for different purposes. Let me know in the comments for what type of ride you usually use your EUC or PEV. You probably know that feeling that it's difficult to find a parking spot close to your destination, especially in bigger cities. But on EUC, when you reach your destination, you don't have to look for a parking spot or lock it up. Usually you can take your EUC with you in most cases, or if you go to a restaurant or shop, just leave it behind the counter with the stuff, so you don't have to carry around a lock or leave it somewhere outside. This makes it easy to go to smaller shops that are also in the city center, where parking spots are especially rare. Also, taking a PEV or EUC is probably one of the fastest ways to travel through a city. For public transportation, it is obvious that they have to use a certain schedule. But due to that, you always have to wait a bit, or especially when you want to switch from one train to another or a bus. And while you don't have that problem if you take a car or a motorcycle in the city, it can happen very easily that you get stuck in a traffic jam, especially in the morning and in the evening. So, through all the time, PEVs and EUCs especially have a big advantage, since you can just leave your house whenever you want, and it will be very likely that the paths you choose will not be that full, and you can easily go around traffic jams. Since the EUC is small and can go quite slow, but also fast as well, you can choose between sidewalk, bike lanes, and sometimes the street. Of course, if it's allowed by the law and that there is someone to enforce it. The big variety of paths allows you to always take the most direct route, and you can choose the speed. If you want to arrive faster, you can take the street, and if you want to have a more relaxed ride, you can choose the bike paths or sidewalks. And if you need to go a bit longer distances, you can still take the EUC into the train or public transportation with you and use it as a last mile solution. And you don't have to buy an additional ticket for it, like for bicycles. Another great part about riding EUC is that you can choose the amount of exercise you want to do during your ride by either slowly riding down the street or trying to carve a bit more, learn some tricks or go down trails, which will definitely result in a bit more exercise. And together with that, I think for myself that it's also quite good for my health and especially my posture. Since you're standing upright on the EUC and you don't bend forward like on a bicycle or motorcycle or even sit down in a car, it helped me actually quite a lot with my back pain. And I also had some knee pain for quite a while, and riding a bicycle was always quite a hassle during that. But I never had any troubles with riding EUC so far, and after my surgery and getting my knee finally fixed, I also had no trouble riding EUC. Another great thing about EUC is that due to their compact size, it's very easy to store them at home. You don't need an additional parking spot, and it doesn't take up as much space as a bike or e-scooter. It is very easy to find a corner in your apartment or house to store it. Another great thing about riding EUC is that you have your hands free during the ride. You don't have to hold any remote or throttle and just stand in a natural position. This is great for talking to other riders, and in case you fall off the wheel, it's easier to catch yourself. Also, having my hands free is a great advantage for taking videos during my ride for this YouTube channel, since I don't have to rely on a chest or helmet mount with an action camera attached to it. And since you don't have to hold onto a handlebar or throttle, you can wear wrist guards easily. I always had the trouble on e-scooters and e-bikes that if I wore my wrist guards, I couldn't grip the handle as strong enough or couldn't reach the throttle. I know that a lot of people riding e-scooters and e-bikes don't use wrist guard that often, but for myself I wouldn't want to risk hurting my wrist during a fall. And even though it's not a so much talked about topic for EUCs, having a trolley handle is a great advantage of the EUC. Except the really small ones, most EUCs do have one, and after getting off it's very easy then to push it around without it being unwieldy. And with the trolley handle it's great to make quick stops on the way and go into a shop and just take it with you. And not only that, it is also a great help for pushing wheels up and down inclines next to the stairs if they don't have a roll cage to grab on like the veteran Sherman. And last but not least, the EUC has a great size, performance and cost ratio. Especially in bigger cities, riding EUC makes a lot of sense. It's cheaper than most other types of transportation. That it is cheaper than a car or motorcycle might be obvious, but it's also cheaper than most e-scooters and e-bikes. And if you find an e-scooter with a similar price range, the actual range and speed of the EUC will definitely be greater. And even though EUC might not be the lightest in comparison with a one-wheel, for example, it also here has a significant advantage when it comes to speed and range. The downside is that some of the EUCs are not very rainproof. But even with my Tesla V2 that's built by Godway, which is a company that is known for their low quality wheels so far, I could ride it through rain and snow and never had any water related issues. But of course it is always different for each wheel, so if you have your EUC as a daily commuter that you need to go to work and can't choose not to take it, make sure that it's water or at least splash proof, just in case you get surprised by some rain. And next to having just a great time and a lot of fun on riding EUC, those are my 8 reasons why I choose to ride EUC over taking other means of transportation. Let me know in the comments what your reasons are why you choose to ride EUC, or if you prefer other types of transportation on a daily basis. With that being said, I think especially in bigger cities, PEVs and EUCs are a great versatile way to get around and could help with the more and more crowded streets and public transportation. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, and if you feel really fancy, you might subscribe. See you next time!